What's up, guys? SwordfireX5 Kenny here, hanging out in the studio tonight, Friday night, June 4th, 2021. Running dual mics tonight. Quick video about tonight. I'm currently waiting actually for last night's episode 34 of Conversations with Kenny, the revised edition to get done. I removed it, I took it down. I spoke with REO and I dropped the ball on that one. I feel like, I'm not making excuses or anything, but it was a last minute immediate interview and I dropped the ball in so many areas. And then with that came like the terrible editing, which, I didn't cut anything out. And I like to not cut stuff out, you know, and I like to kind of give the authentic experience sometimes, which is fine, which is great. But what I think I learned last night from last night's episode is that that's fine and dandy, and I can do that like in videos like this, but I need to be a little more respectful to guests and and kind of cut that out because these some of the guests I have on, they're authors. That's their business, that's their livelihood. They use these podcasts. They give us their time and to come on the show, and I need to have a little respect with that and maybe edit, make it look good and professional is what I'm getting at. And I had that realization today. And hey, man, that's what it's all about. I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. But I just thought about it, and so I'm waiting for that to get done, uploading. Well, it's not uploading. It's going through the process, and it's a shorter episode. It's like 27 minutes long, which is fine. They don't need to be an hour. I get that, but I like to keep them more towards an hour long. And I was just like so wrapped up and into like what he does and like what his book's about that I forgot a lot of basic questions, like how he got, what's his backstory, like how did he come to writing this book, sort of questions. And maybe I'll have him on in the future. I don't know, but yeah, man, I'm excited. It was a good conversation. It was overall, it was good and it was fascinating. And I do encourage you guys to check that link out in the description of it. I'm gonna upload it first and then upload this one probably a couple minutes after. But yeah, so today was a good day. Today was a very productive day at work. It was very productive. I feel like it was productive, and I got home. Beautiful freaking day out, man. But I got home and I'm driving down the road and I see my stone statue out front it's been up for like 2 days now, and it was like all falling down on the ground. And I'm like, okay, and I've been using like river rocks and stuff, and they just keep falling down. So, I grabbed two big boulders that I had that I'd used like as a base for them. Well, I grabbed the one boulder and I stacked it on top of the other one. Pretty sophisticated. It's pretty cool. And then I went down to the fire pit and I got some other boulders of mine that were down there, and I brought those up and stacked those up. And it's like 4 or 5 high now on the front yard. It's taller than the last one was, but it's solid, and I think it's a lot cooler looking than like the river rocks stacked flat and some here and there. So I think it's gonna stand up. I don't think it's gonna fall down. I don't think it's gonna, but I don't know. If it does though, there's probably gonna be some rocks rolling out into 6N because they're heavy and there's a pretty good incline right there. So if you see some boulders in the road friends on 6N, kindly just roll them across into my yard. I would greatly appreciate that. Yeah, and so after that, I just kind of laid in the yard a little bit with the pup. I took a shower, got cleaned up, and all this. That was before even the rock adventure. But I threw some shorts on, which I don't wear shorts too often. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's because there's only 2 pockets in them instead of 4. But I threw some shorts on, a t-shirt. I was feeling comfortable, laying in the grass, looking at the clouds with the pup. Played some fetch with her a little bit, and then I hear this noise, and it's coming up. It's like it's a bad noise, and I hear this like scraping, grinding noise, right? And Miley looks up, and I look up, and we run up over the hill, and there's this freaking guy with the dually truck, and he's got a big old thing on the back of it, and it's down like this, and it's scraping the road. And I'm like, I run over. I was like, dude, is there something I can do to help? And He's like, no, I don't know. And this thing was like brand new. I said, what the hell is this thing, anyways, man? And he's like, it's a round bale wrapper. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, you know. This thing was massive, and you could see where it had like a tilt bed on it, and they drive the round bale up into it, and then there's like it had like this barrel around this trailer, and it would spin it. You could see the spots where you put the saran wrap on there, the plastic wrap or whatever. Thing was brand new. I was like, well, dude, pull up into my driveway, you know, and we'll get it taken care of. And we took care of it and got him all fixed up, ready to go. He took off down the road, you know. He said he had another 150 mile to go or something to deliver it, whatever. But yeah, so that happened, and I was like, all right, well, it's still nice out. I can't, you know, I can't be inside. I gotta go outside with the adventure pup and go do something. So I took the pup for a walk through the woods, and you know, I get up over the hill, and you know, I was like, well, let's go down to the soccer fields at the college, you know. So I take the pup over to the soccer fields, and I'm like, I love doing photo shoots with my dog. Anybody that knows me knows that I have to take pictures of my dog. So I got her down in front of the soccer net. You know, I got some good pictures of them. You can find them on my Facebook if you haven't seen them already. And yeah, it was a good walk. It was a good walk. And so we're walking around the pond out there, and I came to this realization. I'm like, man, now I know why my dad don't like geese. You know what I mean? My dad don't like geese very much. And because they're always going into his pond, and I found out why. I was walking barefoot, and there is just geese shit everywhere, friends. There it was freaking everywhere. And I'm thinking, like, this is, you know, I love geese. Don't get me wrong. I love geese, but I have like a, you know, there's that balance. It comes into balance into play. It's like I understand why they could be a nuisance on the property. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I get around the pond, and you know, there's this kid fishing. I was like, man, that's a good idea. I want to do some fishing, you know. So I come back up to the garage. I grab my fishing pole, head back down there. You know, night is young, and you know, I cast like 20 times with this lure. All right, and it was a floating lure, which is for bass, because that's what's in right now is bass, and I wasn't catching nothing. So I was like, well, I'm gonna try a rooster tail. Try a rooster tail, first cast out, boom, nail a bass like this long. He's pretty cool. And that was pretty much the events of the night. You know, Miley had a good walk. She had a good run. We headed back up towards when we were heading home, go to cross the road. There was some people there playing frisbee golf, or not frisbee golf, or maybe it is frisbee golf. I don't know. It's like a chain thing. That's like a hoop in it, and you throw a frisbee and try to get it in the little basket. And I'm like in blocking her path. So we run up to the road, right? And I stop, and I knew they were watching. I like to show off kind of like Miley's obedience skills. So I was like, come on, pup. I was like, sit, stay. I cross the road. This is what I do is she'll sit. I'll say heel. She'll come up close. She'll stop, and I'll cross the road first. And I'll turn around and I'll look at her, and she'll be looking at me, and I'll be like, look both ways. I'll say, okay, come on, pup. And then she'll run across. So I got to show off her skills. And I said, stop. I crossed the road. I turned back and looked at her. I was like, focus. She's looking at me like, dude, I'm ready to go get a drink, you know? So I was like, all right, just come on. You know, I was like, you're always a good pup. You don't need to show off, you know? But she had a lot of fun. I love taking her out for walks and, you know, just getting her out in nature. She freaking loves it. I love it, you know. And altogether, you know, it was a good day, man. It was a really good day. And those are a few of the thoughts I had, you know. If you get a chance, I'll go back, check out the revised edition. It's not going to be that in the title. It's just going to be regular episode 34 with Ario Falcaroo. And check it out. You know, it was a good conversation. You know, my mind was really kind of going 100 miles a minute when he's explaining, like, he helps people for a living kind of set goals and achieve those goals through home style design, you know, incorporating philosophy and energy. And like my mind was just going 100 miles a minute because I knew what he was saying, and like I'm like, yeah, dude, this is awesome, you know. But check it out and check out the links in the description of that video. I'll appreciate it. I know he would appreciate it, and I'm hopefully he'll come back on the show. I'd love to have him back on the show, talk to him again, and as for me, I'm going to finish uploading it and I'm going to cash in for the night. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one.